Hello and welcome to the Daily Cruise. My name is Ashani and I'll be cruising you through the latest BBNAIJA Reunion gist. Last night was more of a feel-good episode as we saw lots of laughter and relived good memories from the Pepperdem season. I guess all the toxic beefs have been squashed and we are grateful for that, really. In the first part of the show, Ebuka asked the housemates to mention their happiest and saddest moments in the house. Tacha talked about winning the tasks and the fabulous outfits she received from Biggie as one of her favorite moments. Fraud said, even though food wasn't on top of his happiest moments in the house, one of his happiest was when he won the ultimate veto power. We all remember how that went down. I would say that was one of the most epic moments in the Big Brother house. Tacha also said another happiest day for her was when Don Jazzy and Dr. Sid came into the house. And she went further to crown Fraud as the housemate that cooked the best noodles in the house overall. Fraud was so happy to hear Tacha say that he had to rush and give her a very big hug. But Venita wasn't having it at all. She did not agree that Fraud had the best noodles. But it was all fun and laughter in the studio. Nobody was beefing each other. Nobody was shouting or fighting. Later on, Venita went on to confront Omashola about the day she gave him a coin after she had been evicted. And Omashola disrespectfully gave the coins away. Omashola explained why he didn't keep the coin and said it was because Venita disrespected their team, the Icons, by wearing the Crustopian green armband on TV when she gave the coins over to him. If you remember during the show, the housemates were divided into two. There were the Icons group and the Crustopia. If you recall, Venita was first with Crustopia before she was later changed or something to join the Icons. And Omashola went on to say what further irritated him was when Venita did the shout out to Mike saying, "I support Crustopia till I die." He said Venita, just the day before she left, she was an icon. So why is she coming on TV praising Crustopia and saying nothing about the Icons? Well, Omashola is one dramatic dude, I must say. Comment below if you think this Crustopia icon issue wasn't the real reason why Omashola didn't keep Venita's coins. They later talked about Venita snitching on the team and how Omashola thought that Venita was snitching on the Icons to the Crustopia because that was where her loyalty lied. Venita refuted these claims and went further to ask other housemates in the studio if she had ever come to them to talk about what the other teams were doing, and they all denied it. We see Venita defending herself severally throughout the whole back and forth, saying, "I am not a snitch, I am not a snitch, I do not cross-contaminate." So it's a very funny banter really to watch it, because everybody was just, pointing fingers at Venita saying she was a snitch, and mainly because of her loyalty towards Crustopia. Later on, Omashola did apologize and said it was probably misdirected anger, and that was what led to the Sponyoyo comment he made on stage during the finals. If you all remember that Sponyoyo comment, it was crazy. That was during the finals, I think. Omashola made a comment saying Venita looked like something called Sponyoyo. Man, I had to rush and Google what Sponyoyo. If you don't know what Sponyoyo is, you need to Google Sponyoyo right now. Like, how will you compare such a pretty girl to that creature? Like, oh my god. Anyway, talking about regrets in the house, Venita said she wished she allowed herself to express her full anger more and wished that some housemates got her full fire, then they would not have ever tried to play with her. Omashola said he regretted the Venita coin issue and he wished he didn't give it out the way he did. Tacha said she regretted not screaming "no leave, no transfer" more frequently in the house. Like, seriously, that was all we heard in the house all day, every day. She even wrote it on the wall. Like, how much more could she have said it? Like, that's crazy. Funny Tacha. Ike said he wished he was more loyal in the house and said even though he smiled a lot with people, in his heart, he wasn't really feeling them. You can imagine thinking that you're Ike's friend in the house because he was always hanging out with you, but deep down in his heart, it's just like, who is this? Like, he's not even thinking about you. That's crazy, really. In the second part of this episode, Ebuka talked to the housemates about their bad behaviors in the house, and the housemates blamed most of their bad behaviors on the Truth and Dare games. We also see Diane talking about how she thought Toyo was sexy in the house. They spoke about their fallout also. I think Diane and Toyo has this fallout outside the house. They're not in speaking terms. Diane says she wasn't happy with Toyo because he made a comment about how she jumped like a monkey from man to man, from one man to another in the house, and she wasn't happy with that comment at all. Toyo, in his defense, said really he did not understand how she could go from liking him to liking Nelson, then Sir D and Elozonam, that it was just too confusing for him. Eventually they settled all the matter, and after discussing it and talking about Diane's different monkey jumping and love life, they all settled and squashed it, and everybody was happy. The last topic for the day was naughtiest moments in the house. Ike said the naughtiest thing he did was taking Esther's coin, and he really enjoyed doing that. Omashala said for him it was the first week in the house when he took off all his clothes and went into the jacuzzi for a swim. For Tacha, it was when she celebrated, according to her twin's birthday. Who remembers that day when she just came out of the room wearing this lingerie, this see-through lingerie, and she was practically naked. And I think she went in the kitchen and started cooking for everyone. You could see how confused everybody was in the house that day. All the guys were covering their eyes, trying not to see any evil and all that. Especially Mike. Mike spent his time in the house trying to be a good man, man like Mike, trying to be a good husband. But that day, we could see him definitely. That's what Tasha did not make it easy for them at all. For Fraud, he said his naughtiest moment was when he and Sir D faked a fight to surprise Esther on her birthday. Diane said her naughtiest moment was giving other housemates dirty dares to carry out during their truth or dare games. Avala said she got to be naughty only on Saturday nights during the parties, whenever she was dancing provocatively with guys and she could, in quote, feel the love from them. Naughty Avala. The remaining housemates had their say about their naughtiest moments, and they all laughed and lived happily ever after. And like I said, it was just a fun, vibing episode last night, and we are really grateful for that. There was no toxic discussion. Everybody was fine. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was looking pretty and fresh. So that was the main gist with that last episode. I hope you enjoyed watching. I will be back tomorrow with more juicy gist for you. Until then, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.